Well, welcome to the Top Gun Show, where I try to bring you new providers, new technologies, and introduce you to the best professionals in the industry, all so you can make informed decisions. Today, I'd like to welcome Jason Wieser, the Global Vice President of Channel Sales for Calero. Jason has held various solutions architect leadership and sales director positions with Verizon, IBM, and 8x8 before joining Calero in May of 2022. He's been tasked with creating the channel organization. Under his leadership, they have built a scalable global program. Jason, welcome to the Top Gun Show.
Steve, thanks so much for having me. Really appreciate it and looking forward to our discussion today.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, let's start with this. Who is Calero and what services do you sell? And how has the rebranding helped spread the word?
Yeah, so Calero, we are a technology expense management company. Some of you may have heard of us in the past as Calero MDSL, and we recently went through a rebranding as of about 3 weeks ago or so. And really what stemmed that is as we started to look at our roadmap to the future, we needed a brand and image to reflect the philosophy and the simplicity of our technology first approach. So ultimately, we decided to shorten the name to Calero. So we dropped the MDSL because this really embraces the familiarity of our Calero heritage, but also brings in the visual identity associated with that technology always on approach. If you look at kind of the C at the front of our name, it looks kind of like a toggle. And the rationale behind that being is that we are always on in the back end. As a 10 player, we want to make sure that we're getting all of the information, taking that data-driven information, and then providing outputs to you all as a channel partner and or the customer. And so our rebranding was really a reflection of that for us.
Very nice. Good answer. Good answer. Well, you mentioned you're a TEM, telecom expense management company. There's a few of those out there. What differentiates you from the competition?
So TEM has been around for years, right? This is not necessarily new. I'll say it's a little newer into the channel ecosystem. But what really brings us to the forefront from my perspective, and this goes back to, Steve, what you had just mentioned around my background on the sales engineering side, is we were the first, and we still are the only TEM supplier to take all three technology sectors of the TEM environment, so that's telecom expense management, mobility, and then SaaS and UCaaS, and incorporate that into one single platform and one single screen. And why that's important is when you look at dashboards or you want to glean information from your TEM environment, it needs to be simple, easy to use, intuitive, and have pop-outs that say, hey, look at me, here's where the modification can be. And our solution allows for that, and it's built on that. So ultimately, we want to be an extension of the technology ecosystem within your client's environment. And so we look to partner with all of the trusted advisors out there, all of the channel partners, et cetera, so that we can build our customer base in conjunction with your customer base.
Well, that's great. You're right. I mean, there's a lot of mobility TEM partners out there. There's telecom, but you do all three: telecom, mobility, and UCaaS, CCaaS. That's incredible.
Thank you. Yes, we are very proud of our environment.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Good to know. Well, hey, I just understand that you just launched a new sales partner program. Talk about that briefly.
Yeah, so we in January launched our new channel partner program. The elements of this are to make sure that we have a streamlined go-to-market approach. We incorporated tiering for channel partners as well. And then it's really a combination of bringing all of that together. So when you look at it, we have two different routes to markets within the streamlined go-to-market approach. We have our Calero co-brand, which is in a historical world, when you look at it, it's the reseller model, right? You want to put something on your paper and then subsequently mark that up, et cetera. Then we have the Calero Advisor. This is running business through the various different TSDs. Think of it as your standard referral model. You bring it to us, we'll sell it, we'll maintain it, all of that stuff, and then you guys get compensated on the back end. Then we took it a step further as we looked at kind of the TEM space, and we realized that there was an opportunity from a tiering standpoint, right? We want to reward the partners that bring more and more business to us. So what better way to do that is to increase margins for partners, right? To have different tiering elements in there. So we looked at what we've done historically, what's been out there, and baked that into the program. And then lastly, and probably most excitingly, or perhaps most excitingly, is the contest that we announced to coincide with that. It's a deal registration contest, and there's really no parameters around it other than we're looking for deal registrations, right? It's the top 3 partners with the most deal registrations this quarter. So our calendar Q1, the top 3 partners get to go on an all expense paid trip to Costa Rica. It'll be myself, our president, and then our CEO going with the +1s on both sides. So we'll be bringing 3 additional partners to Costa Rica to break bread, go deep sea fishing, spa days, golf, all of that fun stuff. So we're really excited to kind of kick it off with the channel community and get some results right off the bat.
Wow, that's incredible. What a great promotion. 1/4 promotion. Wow, that's fantastic. Good job on that. Well, Jason, I know this is exciting. I'm really glad you're on the show today. And Jason, I know you're a big fan of the Top Gun Show, and then I know there are millions and millions of people watching you right now. Why don't you tell the viewers a fun little known fact about yourself?
Fun little fact about myself was when I was 23 years old, I had a deer antler actually go through my leg. There's not many people that I've seen or have talked to that have had that. I was snowmobiling and actually had the unfortunate situation where a deer antler went through my leg. So I've got a nice big scar on there. It's kind of interesting and intriguing, but if we're ever out walking around playing golf as I enjoy doing, and you see this massive scar on my leg, that's what it's from.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've done over 600 interviews. I was telling you before we went on the air, I don't think I've ever heard that one as a fun little known fact. 2 quick questions. It's gone. It's out of your leg, right?
I'm sorry?
The antler's gone. It's removed from your leg.
Yes, thankfully it's no longer in the leg. I don't have anything protruding from the leg anymore.
And was it attached to a real deer at the time, or was it a airborne deer antler?
The deer just took off. So right when it hit me, it took off, and then I immediately went to the hospital after that. Spent
Holy cow,
rehabilitating.
Well, congratulations on surviving an attack of a deer. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I appreciate that.
Well, Jason, I know you're busy. You got a great value proposition. I'm glad that you chose the Top Gun Show to get the word out. I hope that you get tons of hits on LinkedIn and your phone rings. Thanks for sharing with us today, and thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Steve. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for watching, everybody.